Hello, I'm Reed Lehman, President of Miracle Hill Ministries, a state leader in homeless services. Although we're not connected to any denomination, we are passionate about demonstrating the love of God and offering forgiveness and cleansing through His Son, Jesus Christ. Homelessness comes from empty hearts, not empty pockets or a shortage of resources. It comes from a lack of hope and from behaviors that destroy men's lives. Our Christ-centered approach teaches people how to live, as well as helping them learn how to make a living. The need in the upstate for homeless adults has grown beyond the capacity of our current shelters. With this need in mind, a planning committee composed of board members and key volunteers has created a vision that will fill the gaps in those current services. In our planning process, we've asked, if money wasn't the problem, what is the ideal solution? What facilities and programs can best meet the needs of men and women in crisis? Our addiction recovery programs are currently located in the same facilities as our emergency programs, and we decided that they need to move out. Moving the renewal program and the Overcomers program into their own locations will free up 74 beds for emergency care. And that's a critical need on some cold nights when we have 150 more people than we have beds sleeping on the floor of the Greenville Mission alone, simply because we're not going to turn anyone away when there's no more room in the regular beds. Placing these addiction recovery programs in separate locations will create more effective, life-changing programs for men and women in an atmosphere free from distraction and better able to provide the structured interactions, classroom training, and counseling needed. As the vision grew, God began opening doors. The Sisters of Poor Clare are moving from their monastery on Pleasantburg Drive to a new home in Travelers Rest, and God has given us their existing property with 33,000 square feet and 12 acres of property, surrounded in the back by a large masonry wall with huge hardwoods, flowering bushes, attractive landscaping and walking paths. It's the perfect place for instruction, for solitude and meditation, for healing. We take possession in May. We'll begin renovations immediately, and we hope to move the Men's Overcomers program there next winter. That will increase that program from 60 to 80 men. And then on a separate note, last fall, God allowed us to be able to take the Rosewood House of Recovery under the Miracle Hill umbrella. This facility, located near the corner of Rutherford Road and Main Street in Greenville, has 2 buildings and a couple of acres of land, and it's the perfect location for women's addiction recovery. We'll have 24 beds there, increasing the capacity from its current capacity of 14, and that will free up 14 beds at Shepherd's Gate for emergency care. Although this facility came with a mortgage, the buildings are already in place with all that is needed to expand this vital program. As I think of this new opportunity, I remember the scores of women that are turned away each week right now for lack of room. You know, it's important when men and women finish their time with us that they be able to get a job and move into a safe, affordable place to live. So often when our clients finish these programs, the only place they can afford is a cheap motel. And people knock on your door in the middle of the night and offer you the same temptations you've just escaped. It's critical that we offer transitional housing for the men and women who finish our programs. And that's the third leg of the vision. Miracle Hill is committed to providing up to 22 transitional homes for men and women who graduate from our programs. Each home will house from 4 to 6 men and women. Residents will pay a modest rent and live for 6 to 12 months until they can move into a place of their own. And as we see the difference in the quality of the life of the men and women who are already staying in those early houses, we know we should have done something like this months or even years ago. A subdivision of 13 of these homes is now being built in West Greenville off of Staunton Bridge Road. This vision is doable. It's needed. And if you'll tour with us, you'll know just how badly that it's needed. It's the next best step to serve more effectively those in need in the South Carolina upstate. A total of $6.3 million will be required to achieve all 3 parts of this vision. The funds to acquire the monastery have already been given, but nearly $2 million are needed to complete the renovations and furnishings. Money's been given so far for the new Rosewood program, but there's still an existing debt that will need to be repaid. And these houses that we're doing will cost an average of about $70,000 apiece. And while 6 or 7 are now in place, We still have several more to build. While nearly half the resources are now available, we're still only about halfway there. Many more resources are needed. Consider touring with us to see some of these facilities and see these opportunities for yourself. Consider coming to one of our graduations, or just to meet some of the clients in our care, or some of those that are waiting to come into one of these programs. Consider investing in this project personally yourself. Would you enlist a partner to help achieve this vision? Please contact me or any other member of our administrative staff. We'd love to tell you more about these great opportunities. And I want to thank you today for the gift of your time. I appreciate it.